Hello.
AI ML classes. This is our first class, obviously. So yesterday we had the Python classes. Today is the AI ML. Tomorrow is Java, and then Thursday is web design. So you guys can stay for any of those classes. But yeah, today's the AI ML class, if that's what you're looking for. So we're still waiting for a couple people to come in. So we'll just give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started. All right, looks like we'll just get started now. So yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Shivam. I was the instructor for these classes last time. I taught the Java and Python. So if you guys are in the classes, you may remember me. But yeah, so today is the AI ML class. Our instructors are going to be Ayan and Viraj, so they can introduce themselves now.
Hello, my name is Ayan. I go to Saratoga High. I'm a rising junior, and I've been learning AI and doing like AI ML stuff for about a year now. So I have a lot of experience, I think, and this will be a pretty good intro class, I think, for you guys. Viraj, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Viraj. I'm also a rising junior at Saratoga High, and I've been coding for a few years now, but I've gone specifically into ML for the last 6 months-ish, and I also am excited for what we can do today.
Okay, Shivam, do you think you give me a screen sharing ability or something, so I can?
Oh yeah, I'll just make you host right now.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let me go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think hopefully all you guys can see that. That's it. Okay, it's a little slow, but I think you guys should be able to see that, right? Okay. So yeah, this is the intro to AI and ML class. So basically, I guess for the course curriculum, it's going to be 6 weeks, and we might adjust it at the end depending on how much we're getting through and how much it's like a baseline. We've never done this class before, so we're not sure exactly how it's going to go. But like the first 3 weeks should be exactly how this is. So, but the end we might change it up and change up what we're going to go with. Week 1 is today. We're just going to go over the introduction to AI and ML. And so we don't really know how much experience everyone here has. So if you guys find today like super easy, don't worry. Week 2 and 3, we're gonna ramp up really fast in terms of so next week we're gonna get into the actual theory of it, and then we'll start getting into the code. of it. But today we're just going to explain like the baseline stuff so everyone's on the same idea. So like, yeah, next week we'll do theory. Then week 3 we'll do, we'll actually start practicing in code. And then after that, we'll start doing some projects and testing, stuff like that. So, whoops. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay. So I guess, yeah, week 1. So we want to start with a quick survey just so we can understand how much everyone knows and how much people have. So I guess what we can do is we can use the raise hand feature, I believe. Yeah, so I think that would work. If you guys, so basically, I guess if you guys could just let's do this. So wait, okay, Viraj, can you see the thing? Like I can't.
Yeah. I can see.
Okay,
So,
yeah, sure. Okay, so I guess first off, like, how many of you guys have like no coding experience at all, or no coding experience, never done any coding before?
if you guys go to participants and you can see a raise hand button over there. So if you click on that, that will like be your yes.
Okay. So I want to say not very many, right? Just a few. Viraj, I can't actually see how many. I can't see the thing because I'm
Okay,
screen
yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, I'll just record this stuff while you
Okay.
conduct this.
Okay. So I think, yeah, okay. So that's how much we have for just like super beginner guys. I guess the rest, like I'm sure, does anyone have like coding experience but not in Java? So if you guys have like done coding before, or sorry, done coding before, not in Python, so in maybe Java or C++ or some other language.
Okay, a little more you. That's a lot of you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if you're in this category, you'll be totally fine. I don't think knowing the syntax of Python is that important, as long as you understand like the basic concepts such as like loops, if statements, variables, arrays. Those are like the main things you need to know just to get into it, and we'll talk about the rest. Okay, so yeah, that is a good amount. And then I like the rest. Okay, yeah, and if you guys like know Python, you're familiar with Python, all that stuff, could you guys raise your hand? Okay, so a lot more. That's good. Okay, that's good. That's okay. So it looks like we have. Do we? Yeah. So I think most people raise your hand. I think we're at a good point where I think most of us are at least know coding to some extent, and a lot of us know Python, which is great. So that's enough. That's all you really need to know, just basics. And if you don't know, like I've never done coding, we can we can figure that out. We can like send some intro videos and just like basic concepts. That's all you really have to know. And the next thing we also would like to know is if you guys have any GitHub experience. So we're going to use GitHub to like share code and like do lessons and all that stuff. So if you guys, let's do first. If you don't have GitHub at all, like you don't even have an account, never used it, could you guys raise your hand? Okay, that's what I expected. Okay, yeah. So yeah, most people don't really use GitHub until they start doing like teamwork things like later in high school. So I don't assume a lot of you have it, but okay. Okay, and then I guess I would assume the rest of you do have GitHub accounts. How many of you guys have an account but like don't really know how to like use it like in terms of, like pushing code like and pulling code and stuff like that? Okay, and then I assume the rest of you have used GitHub, which is really good. But we'll still go over how to use like GitHub at like a very basic level. And I guess the last thing is not another thing, but how many of you have like some sort of understanding of like what AI is? Like they know what like you've heard it, like learned some things about it, like know like what machine learning is, general stuff about that. Okay. So good amount of you. Okay, so that's helpful. I think we're still gonna go over the intro just so everyone's on the same, like the really basic stuff, like what is AI, all that stuff. We'll go through all that just so everyone has like a basic understanding and everyone's on the same playing field. But then after that, we'll get into the code. So I think we're good. Raj, you good? You got all that? Okay.
Yeah, I got all that.
So why don't we get into it? So I guess we can start by playing a quick video for you guys. Let me make sure I can share computer sound. Okay, so I'm just gonna play this video for you guys, and it's just gonna be super basic for all of you that don't really know what AI is. You guys will just get a super introduction of what it is. Okay. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys just raise your hand if you can hear it?
Every day, a large portion of the population is at the mercy of a rising technology.
So I'll pause it. Oh, whoops. Okay. So I think we're chilling. All right, we're good then. I'll go ahead and play the video.
Every day, a large portion of the population is at the mercy of a rising technology. Yet few actually understand what it is. Artificial intelligence. You know, HAL 9000 and Marvin the Paranoid Android. Thanks to books and movies, each generation has formed its own fantasy of a world ruled, or at least served, by robots. We've been conditioned to expect flying cars that steer clear of traffic and robotic maids whipping up our weekday dinner. But if the age of AI is here, why don't our lives look more like the Jetsons? Well, for starters, that's a cartoon. And really, if you've ever browsed Netflix movie suggestions or told Alexa to order a pizza, you're probably interacting with artificial intelligence more than you realize. And that's kind of the point. AI is designed so you don't realize there's a computer calling the shots. But that also makes understanding what AI is and what it's not a little complicated. In basic terms, AI is a broad area of computer science that makes machines seem like they have human intelligence. So it's not only programming a computer to drive a car by obeying traffic signals, but it's when that program also learns to exhibit signs of human-like road rage. As intimidating as it may seem, this technology isn't new. Actually, for the past half a century, it's been an idea ahead of its time. The term artificial intelligence was first coined back in 1956 by Dartmouth professor John McCarthy. He called together a group of computer scientists and mathematicians to see if machines could learn like a young child does, using trial and error to develop formal reasoning. The project proposal says they'll figure out how to make machines use language, form abstractions and concepts, solve kinds of problems now reserved for humans, and improve themselves. That was more than 60 years ago. Since then, AI has remained for the most part in university classrooms and super-secret labs, but that's changing. Like all exponential curves, it's hard to tell when a line that's slowly ticking upwards is going to skyrocket. But during the past few years, a couple of factors have led to AI becoming the next big thing. First, huge amounts of data are being created every minute. In fact, 90% of the world's data has been generated in the past 2 years. And now, thanks to advances in processing speeds, computers can actually make sense of all this information more quickly. Because of this, tech giants and venture capitalists have bought into AI and are infusing the market with cash and new applications.
Wait, hold up. If you guys have a question, you guys can just like unmute yourself and ask. I saw someone's raising their hand. Do you have a question or? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead in the video and then.
Yeah, wait, one sec.
Yeah.
Would you share this video after?
Yeah. So all this stuff is in our all the entire slides and everything are in the GitHub. So I'll show you guys at like near the end of the class where you guys can get everything. But yeah. So I guess we can continue that.
Okay.
When I try to press space, we were at what 2 something, right? Over here.
Applications.
Okay.
Very soon, AI will become a little less artificial and a lot more intelligent. Now the question is, should you brace yourself for yet another Terminator movie live on your city streets? Not exactly. In fact, stop thinking of robots. When it comes to AI, a robot is nothing more than the shell concealing what's actually used to power the technology. That means AI can manifest itself in many different ways. Let's break down the options. First, you have your bots. They're text-based and incredibly powerful, but they have limitations. Ask a weather bot for the forecast, and it will tell you it's partly cloudy with a high of 57. But ask that same bot what time it is in Tokyo, and it'll get a little confused. That's because the bot's creator only programmed it to give you the weather by pulling from a specific data source. Natural language processing makes these bots a bit more sophisticated. When you ask Siri or Cortana where the closest gas station is, it's really just translating your voice into text, feeding it to a search engine, and reading the answer back in human syntax. So in other words, you don't have to speak in code. At the far end of the spectrum is machine learning, and honestly, it's one of the most exciting areas of AI.
Yeah, so real quick.
Like a human.
This is machine learning is like a lot of the stuff we're going to cover in this course, because that's a lot of the stuff that's really more beginner stuff to code. Like actual like AI in terms of like coding that and developing that is a lot more advanced than just machine learning. So this is what we'll focus on. So I think this will be pretty important to pay attention to.
A machine retains information and becomes smarter over time. But unlike a human, it's not susceptible to things like short-term memory loss, information overload, sleep deprivation, and distractions. But how do these machines actually learn? Well, while it may be easy for a human to know the difference between a cat and a dog, for a computer, not so much. You see, when you're only considering physical appearance, the difference between cats and dogs can be a little gray. You can say cats have pointed ears and dogs have floppy ears, but those rules aren't universal. Between tail length, fur texture, and color, there are a lot of options, and that means a lot of tedious rules someone would have to program manually to help a computer spot the difference. But remember, machine learning is about making machines learn like humans, and like any toddler, that means they have to learn by experience. With machine learning, programs analyze thousands of examples to build an algorithm. It then tweaks the algorithm based on if it achieves its goal. Over time, the program actually gets smarter. That's how machines like IBM's Watson can diagnose cancer, compose classical symphonies, or crush Ken Jennings at Jeopardy! Some programs even mimic the way the human brain is structured, complete with neural networks that help humans, and now machines, solve problems. Generations have long imagined the ramifications of AI, visualizing a society where machines seek revenge and wreak havoc on human society. However, the more logical and pressing question is, how will AI affect your job? Will it make your work obsolete? Just like the Industrial Revolution, it's not human versus machine, it's human and machine versus problem. The point is that artificial intelligence helps you accomplish more in less time, taking on the repetitive tasks of your job while you master the strategy and relationships. That way, humans can do what they do best, be human.
Okay, so I hope that was a very good intro, just like at like a basic level of what machine learning is. But I guess as you guys saw,
as you guys saw in the video, AI is everywhere, and as the technology is getting more advanced, it's just getting more and more prominent in our society. Right now, it's being used in everything from Netflix to Google to healthcare, and the type of AI used differs among these, but it's all categorized as AI. For example, when you use Google searches, you use something like natural language processing, and when you use healthcare, you may use something like image recognition. But the bottom line is, it is getting very, very prominent in our society. Next slide.
Yeah. So basically, like you guys saw in the video, but let's just define it a little more simply. The broad definition of AI is just the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and act like humans. So that's basically just how a human thinks, but in a machine as like as a software, basically. And in the video, you guys saw that maybe like when you first think of AI, you think of robots, but robots aren't really the AI. It's actually the software behind it. So the code and the way that like the software built behind it and the hardware part of it, which is the robot, is actually just a shell for the software. And then, so basically a program, which would be an algorithm, or the AI itself, learns from its own results using thousands of tests to gradually get closer to its goals. So let's say one goal of an AI is to recognize, like in the video, recognize a cat versus a dog. You'll give it a lot of data, and every time it will guess, and it will learn what it got wrong each time. And it will learn that, oh, this is specific to a cat, this is specific to a dog, just like we would learn. Like when you grow up, you see two things, right? And obviously it's a little easier for humans, a little hard to describe when you're a human because it's all kind of in your head, but you can always tell like there's a clear distinction between a cat and a dog. And that's what the artificial intelligence does. It finds those distinctions when you code it. And then basically the program mimics how humans gradually learn and from their surroundings by doing the same thing in their virtual environment. And there's multiple different types of AI, such as computer vision, natural language processing, and many other versions. But those are the two prominent ones. So you guys also probably heard a lot of stuff about AI and ML. Maybe you've heard that they are the same thing, or they get used interchangeably. It's sort of like one of those things like climate change versus global warming. It's like one of those two things that like are interchangeable, but not really. So I guess the definitions, again, we should dive deep into the specific definitions. So AI, we already went over that, but let's see how machine learning differs. It's the practice of using algorithms to analyze data, learn from that data, and make a determination or prediction about new data. So machine learning specifically uses data, and that data can be in the form of anything. It can be images, it can be like text, it can be a lot of like different sentences, or it could be things that it sees. So like one thing that we're not going to cover, but is also like, it's really advanced, that's why, because you need to know a lot of calculus. It's called reinforcement learning, and that basically learns from the surroundings, and technically that's data, right? So basically data is just anything that you can observe and take in. So let's say I put you in like a backyard, right? You'll see a couple of trees, you'll see like some grass, you'll see a squirrel maybe. So those are a bunch of things that you can, that's technically data, and that just comes in, and that's reinforcement learning, but we're not going to cover that. And here you guys can see the diagram. There's artificial intelligence, basically the broadest term of all of it. Then there's machine learning, which is a subset, and it includes statistical techniques to enable machines to improve tasks with experience. That's learning from your previous mistakes, right? And that also includes deep learning. And we will cover deep learning in our next class, the specific definition, but it's basically based off like the network of how our brains work. And that's what deep learning is. I don't think we're going to show this video, but do you want to quickly explain, Raj, this basic history?
Yeah, sure. So basically, even though we think of AI as being very new in its current state, it's actually been around for about half a century, as the video mentioned. Some of the prominent events are, I don't know if you guys know anything about World War II, but Alan Turing developed a computer machine that allowed the US to basically break the German code, and that used a lot of AI. And some of the prominent media events around it have been related to chess. For example, IBM's Deep Blue beat the Russian Grandmaster Garry Kasparov, and Watson, which is still around actually, won Jeopardy one time. So in its current state, it's actually very new, but just the general idea of AI has been around for about half a century.
Yeah, and you guys can watch this video if you want. I'll like send the slides. I'll show you guys where to find the slides. And then, so some specific types that we already talked about, I guess we'll go more in depth. The first one that you should really know is computer vision. And that's what we're going to focus on in this course. We're going to do some practice about computer vision. And computer vision basically means images. It's just analyzing images. So again, let's go to the cats and dogs situation, where I would give basically give the artificial intelligence. I'll give it a bunch of pictures of a dog and a bunch of pictures of a cat, and it will like obviously through like it'll translate it into like numbers, like, you know, binary, all that stuff to actually like process it, right? And then based on that, it will be able to learn what characteristics and what features are really important in this image. And it's natural language processing is similar in that sense, where you would give it a string of text and it would analyze the text and make predictions off that text. So one example would be, let's say I want to so what you have to do to make this possible is you have to take a sentence, and then obviously if I just, let's say like, hello, my name is Ian, the computer won't be able to understand that. Some processes you have to go through is one, you have to take out all filler words, such as like I am. All those words are not really important, such as like a, I, you know, all like, well, I guess, but like, you know what I mean, like in those letters and those small words don't really matter. So it'd be like keywords such as like hello, I, and hawk. Those are what it would like shrink itself down to. And then after that, it would encode that based on numbers. So it would basically create like an encoding system where you would have one word correlate to another number, or specific letters correlate to numbers and things like that. And then based on that, the computer can actually understand it. Another big thing is called recommendation systems. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. That's just like if you guys ever go to YouTube, like your recommended page, like the data it's taking in is all the videos that you've watched and all the videos you've liked. And then based on that, it presents you new videos that are similar in that sense, right? Netflix does it. A lot of big systems use it. Another one that's not here, but is also important is regression. And that's for predictive analysis. where let's say in the stock market, right? Like, you know how like prices go up and down. Basically, you could build a algorithm that could predict the future like stock prices based on the past stock prices, and that basically uses like basically really basic linear algebra. So I'm not sure what math you guys are taking, but if you guys ever took if you guys taken algebra 1, it's basically like a line of best fit. And like if you guys ever use Desmos, like the line of best fit in Desmos, it's very similar to that, but you would actually build it yourself and specify it on basic important data. And then deep learning is we'll cover it more next class. And deep learning is just another subset of machine learning. And then some practical. Viraj, you want to do this one?
Sure. This is just a bit more about how extensively AI is being used. Sure, yeah.
Whoops. Okay, here.
Okay, there's not really a lot here to add, but these are just some of the subfields it's being used in. And if you want to move on.
Right. I guess like really quick, like for healthcare, it would just be like recognizing certain diseases based off images. So like things that I've done is like skin cancer and malaria based off like you can take like a blood cell and you can analyze specifically what makes it representative of malaria. And then for like sustainability would just be like for like environment, right? Like you can find invasive species and like you can classify invasive species and classify invasive plants. And then for business and economics, it's just to make predictive models for the future to better understand your business and better understand your economics, like and stuff like that. Okay.
Okay. Obviously, since AI is so new, there's not that much that we know about it that we can regulate, but there's still a lot of ethical questions. I'm sure you guys have heard of the whole robots taking over thing, but honestly, as the video mentioned, it's a lot more, there are a lot more current day realistic questions that we have to answer. For example, some of them we've listed below. How do we know how private our information really is? Will AI ever reach the point where it controls itself and turns into Ultron? How do we hold AI accountable? Is the AI itself responsible for its actions, or is the person who designed it responsible when we end up in a bad situation? I linked a Stanford article up here that basically summarizes everything. You guys don't have to go through that.
I think Akshay has a question. If you have a question, just like unmute yourself and ask. That'd be the best way to do it. Do you have a question?
Yeah, wait, so for the Stanford article, will you provide the link or?
Yeah, so as I said, all this stuff, the entire slides and everything in the slides is actually, I can quickly show you right here, but it's basically in our GitHub. It's in the lesson materials. So it's all here, and I'll show you guys how to access all this. Like it's right here. So I'll show you guys how to access all of this, and I'll update this regularly, don't worry. Okay, so yeah, and I guess one situation you might have heard of, but like, I guess we can talk quickly about it. Like, let's say you build a self-driving car, right? And then in a situation where you have like, it needs to like move to the side, right? To avoid like a collision, but it would always result in another collision. How do you decide like which way to go? Do you just randomize it? And whose fault is it for like, let's say like I'm driving a car, right? And then there's a truck in front of me and the truck instantly stops. This self-driving car needs to either go to the left or right. But let's say there's like another car on this side, another car on the right. You'd have to crash into one of them. So how do you decide which one it would go to and who would be in charge of that? And I think that's one of the big barriers as to why AI isn't being deployed as fast right now, is because like, is the person in the car responsible? I don't think they should be, because like they're not driving the car. But is the person who manufactured the car responsible? No, because they can never predict about it. So it predict this kind of situations. So it is pretty important. And then like you guys can watch this video later. I don't think we have to show. I mean, we might come back to it at the end if we have some time. Okay. So I guess wait, I skipped a lot.
You skipped past like 3.
Okay, so data, right? We talked about how data is really important, right, for machine learning. And so data can be anything really, right? Like the most standard types of data is either like a folder of images, an Excel sheet, like a spreadsheet, which is in the form of CSV, like a spreadsheet of a bunch of different data plots, which would be numbers, and you can use that. Or you can use folders of images, or you can use you can use like CSVs have a bunch of sentences already created. So that's like the main types of data. And And basically, the reason data is so important is because the only way for a CSV, so it's C like cat, S snake, V as in like venom. I don't know. But yeah, CSV is basically, if you guys ever like, I'm sure you guys know what Google Spreadsheets is, or like Excel, like Microsoft Excel. It's just that sheet. It's that file. It's just a file type. Yeah, it is comma space values. But basically, it's just a type of file that's like pretty important. Like such as like images are in PNG, IMG, JPEG, all that different types of images, and it's another data type, and you guys are saying comma separated values, but yeah, that's right. And the reason it's important is because the only way that a machine can actually learn is if you give it data. Because if you just like tell a machine, you need to tell it something, right? Like if I'm trying to teach you something, like right in this class, right? I am telling you guys, I'm giving you guys information. And for machines, that information that it's getting to learn is basically the data. And so I guess, obviously, the more data you have, the more that a machine would be able to learn. Now, one of the barriers as to why AI isn't being deployed in a lot of different situations is because of a lack of data. So one example would be, let's say we're doing a medical, like we're trying to diagnose a certain disease, such as tuberculosis. One way that you could do that is through chest X-ray images. But the problem is that there aren't as many of them. So you're never going to have a good classifier because it hasn't seen enough to really understand what it's doing. So I guess like one place that we can go to get data is called, you guys can see this, right? This is called Kaggle. Kaggle is a really good resource to get a bunch of different data sets. Like there's so many different data sets. Like I could show you if you guys go here.
There's about 19,000. There's data sets for everything possible.
Yeah, there's so many data sets. There's 41,000 different data sets, and each of these do a different thing. So like right here, you get, this is basically, like I can show you guys one, right? This is like a COVID-19 data set. And basically what you guys can do is you can come here and you can download it. It's super big, it's 13 gigabytes. We won't be doing anything with like this big of data, but basically it has a bunch of different, like right here, it's a metadata CSV that just has all like your data that you would ever need. JSON is also a data type. But yeah, basically you can come here and get a bunch of data. And then on Kaggle is a specifically good resource because people actually post their code here. So I can show you guys real quick. It's just one like person's code. It just shows like some things that they've done. And it's in the notebook form, which we'll get into probably right now. But I think everyone understands why data is so important. Are there any questions about what we've gone over so far? This is like a really intro level. But now I think we're gonna get into getting things set up and more like the actual technical stuff. So does everyone understand at a basic level of what AI is? Does anyone have any questions? Now would be the best time for questions.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So about like what like program type are we going to be using for this?
Like, do you mean what language?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Also,
we're going
like,
to be, yeah. So go ahead.
Also,
finish.
like, what like program are we using to type the code? Like, are we
Right. Yeah.
using?
So we're gonna get into that in a second. But basically, we use Python for machine learning and AI. Python is like the staple language that most people use, especially for beginners. Some other languages that you might use are like C or Julia, but those are like really high level languages. But at a base level, Python is good. That's what we'll be doing. And then we'll be using Google Collaboratory, which we'll get into right now. Are there any other questions about like what is AI? Like what is different between machine learning, AI, specifically like what is deep learning? I don't know. Any of those questions? Okay, I think we'll move on. So now, oh, sorry, one last thing. I guess, Raj, you want to explain this? Sure. I guess like we'll talk about why you guys are here in the first place.
Okay, so in the short term, you guys are middle schoolers and high schoolers, I think, and for your college applications, AI is going to be very useful for basically any major you take, but specifically computer science and engineering. And as we mentioned, AI is becoming really, really big, and it's going to be the future of careers. For example, I'm more interested in the healthcare field, like being a doctor and all that kind of thing. But I think AI is going to be really, really big. And so I'm learning AI now just so I can you probably use that in my future career and anything I hope to do, because whatever I do, I know I'm going to end up using AI as part of that.
Yeah, so basically, I'm sure all of you guys have some sort of interest in coding, some sort of experience, or at least you're interested. And so if you're interested in STEM, anything in STEM, you're really gonna have to understand how AI works at a really basic level, because AI really can go into any STEM field, not just CS or not just engineering, but that's why it's super important. And I'm sure you guys know that because you guys are here. But let's get started into I guess the technical stuff. So let's talk about how to set up a Google Colab. So Google Colab is a free integrated development environment. So maybe if you guys have done Java, it's like Eclipse. That's like what everyone learns at a base level. But basically, Colab is an online IDE that saves all your code and everything, and it has online like servers basically that where you would, instead of running your code on your local machine, you do it in the cloud, and it's a lot faster. And there's a lot of reasons why we do Colab, specifically because Colab is built for data science and machine learning. So I guess I'll show you guys how to set that up. So I'm sure, okay, does anyone not have a Google account? I mean, oh, you said Google Colab didn't work. Why did Google Colab not work? I should have said it was fine. Okay, I think we'll explain it super basically as to maybe that's because it was just basic.
Okay, how about we just try it, and if it
let's try it. Let's see, and if not,
work,
we can figure something else out. But
it's not an app. It
didn't show up in. So it's not an app. It's like an online. Yeah. So let me explain. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go to basically how let's just look it up. So what you're gonna have to do is okay. I will try. If anyone has any issues, you can figure it out. But does anyone not have a Google account? I think all of you have Google accounts, right? You have to join this through an email somehow. So does anyone not have a Google account? Okay, I think we're okay. Whoops. Okay, so we're not gonna install it on our own machines. We're just gonna show how to do it from your computer. So basically, where is it? So everyone go to their Google Drive. If you go to our Google Drive, basically what you're gonna have to do is, let me just go on a fresh account that I like one of my alts, and I'll show you guys how to do it. Right here. Okay, so we'll just go to like a random. So I think you guys can all see this, right? So yeah. So we'll show you guys how to do that. So basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your Drive, and then in your Drive, what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to do more, and you have to do connect more apps. Does everyone see this? So you're gonna do new, more, connect more apps.
You guys should be following along if you can. Kelsey's doing it.
Yeah, so you guys should try, and then we can just search up Google Colab. Oh, whoops. Right here. So if you do Colab, you just do this, just add it, and then you should be good. So why doesn't everyone try to do that? We need to do it now because we're definitely gonna use it for all of our code.
If you guys have any problems, unmute or
if you have any problems, unmute and just tell us if you have anything. But just everyone set that up first, and then I assume it'll take you to a welcome page, and I think it will take you over here, right? Yeah, so you have to do plus new, and then you have to, let me go back. So basically what you're gonna have to do is you have to do plus, okay. Sorry, mine is a little bit slow. You're gonna do plus new, and then connect more apps, and you're gonna connect Google Colab. You said my page is not loading. Yeah, what page do you mean? If you guys have quite any issues, please just unmute yourself. It'll be a lot easier and a lot faster for us to do it that way.
Whenever I start it up, it just shows a new line of code. It just doesn't have that intro to Colab thing.
Okay, that's fine. So if you guys don't have that, let me do that. Let me send you guys
as
this.
long as you're able to access Colab, that should be good for now.
Right. So if I send you guys this, let me drop the link for you guys. So just go to that, and that should be open. When I press the add more apps, then it doesn't load. Not sure why. That should be a default. Maybe that's just your Wi-Fi, but or something. But it'd be if you connect more apps. If you just wait a little bit, maybe it'll pull up. And you have to search up Colab. It's not like Google Colab. It's COLAB. You don't. There's nothing to install. You just have to add it. It's just like a Chrome extension, basically. It's just adding
It's only
another
in the
thing.
cloud.
Yeah, it's all in the cloud. You don't download anything. Or just add. So
But
just press like the.
once you download it, so I downloaded it, and then I went to the link that you put on this chat thing, and then I got to the welcome to collaboratory kind of.
Right.
Got to that.
You're here, right? Yeah. After that, just wait, and then we'll wait for everyone to like finish up, and we'll move on. Is that good?
Okay. Yeah.
Is it okay to just search up Google Colab, like not on Google Drive?
I think that should also work.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I installed Google Colab. I didn't download it. Is that okay?
What do you mean you install? Like, do you just like in your Drive account?
It gave me an option to install it. I did the exact same steps you did, and then when I clicked on the plus Google Drive sign,
Right.
it bring me to a page that has a button that says page.
Just press install.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and press install, and then if you guys just do this, then it should open up for you guys. And this is where you would open up your account. So if you guys are done with this, just wait. And is anyone still having troubles? Please speak up, because then it makes it easier for all of us to get moving.
I installed it. It worked, but I don't see this.
You don't see the welcome?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just send that to you.
It's in the chat right now.
Yeah, I just sent it again. The intro to it's just like notebook/intro.ipynb. Why don't you guys open that up and just wait there? But as long as you have it set up, that's all that matters. You said
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
I clicked install, and then it says Google Collaboratory was connected to Google Drive, and then there's a question: make Google Colab the default app for files it can open. What should I say for that?
Yeah, you can say You can say yes. That works. And then you said so Anya said when I pressed add more, it wouldn't load. Could you unmute and explain? I'm unsure what you mean by that.
Like when I see like the like when I go to Google Drive and then I press connect apps, it doesn't like load. It just shows like a blank white screen. So
let's do this. If you go to just Google, why don't you just search up Google Colab and then just go to what it shows you and see if that allows you to open it. It should look like this basically, and it should show like some recents or whatever, and then examples. Like, do you guys see this like open up where it says like examples, recent, Google Drive?
I didn't open
that.
No, I can't.
That didn't come up like the example recently.
I was just asking for the person who went to Google, like searched up Google Colab, but is anyone else?
I'm just saying, like the thing that you're on, that there's that box. It's not there when I open.
Yeah. So it won't be there for you if you're in a notebook. You'd have to do like a new notebook or something like that, or open notebook.
Should be fine even if it doesn't show up.
Yeah. The way that you would do that is you'd open notebook and it would show you this, but you don't need that. I'm just trying to figure out for people who aren't able to like install it through.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Thanks.
Is anyone else struggling? Because we do need to go over GitHub in this before we finish today. So, is anyone else struggling?
What are the 2 links you just posted?
That's just a welcome intro notebook. Just like it'll show you like the super basic stuff about how it works. But yeah, yours is lagging. I'm not sure what to do about your lag, but as long as you have it installed. Yeah. But I think everyone has Okay, but like as long like maybe your Wi-Fi is not working well right now, but I think you guys understand how to install it, and we'll like if you guys weren't able to install it today, we'll send you guys links stuff.
Sure. We'll post it.
Yeah,
in
we'll
the-
post this. Yeah,
Yeah.
we will. Sure. And okay, so basically, let's do GitHub first, in just to make sure we don't run out of time. So why doesn't everyone go to github.com? So if you guys go to GitHub, right, it should like I'll show you guys what it looks like if I log out. So basically, go to GitHub. If you guys have an account, you're fine for now. If you guys don't have an account, please sign up with an account. And then once you do that, I'll explain why we're using GitHub. Or actually, yeah, so why don't you guys start signing up with GitHub? That shouldn't have any issues for anyone. That's super basic. But sign up if you don't have an account. If you do have an account, let's go over what you should do. So basically, we're gonna do all our stuff through a GitHub organization. And this just has, it'll just allow everyone to create repositories, and repositories are just like a folder for your code, basically. So it'll just allow everyone to create a folder in the cloud for everyone, so that me and Viraj and anyone else can look at other people's code, and we can all see each other's code and help each other out, especially for when we do group projects. But so yeah, let's do this then. Viraj, can you send her that form?
Yeah. So for us to invite you to the repository, we need you to fill out this form so we can send you the invite. If you go to the chat, could you quickly just answer those 3 questions?
Yeah, so basically make a GitHub account and then fill out that form. Okay. Viraj, let's do. Okay. Viraj, I'll start adding the people.
Okay, sure. It should be in the spreadsheet.
So
Yeah.
once we filled out that form, do we have to do something else to get added to the repository? Or will you guys do?
No, so I'm gonna add you guys to the organization, and then after that, just wait for a second.
Okay.
Oh, let me sign in. Whoops. Okay, is there a way to pause? Okay, I'm gonna pause my screen share, just so. Okay, Raj, can you go top down? I'll go, like.
Oh, let me try and fix that really quickly.
Okay, I'll just start from the top. The problem is there's no like invite link, so I do have to invite all of you by hand. So yeah, and basically it'll send an invite to your email. So go check if you guys got that. It says it will not let me write my name as my username and says username may only contain. Yeah, so just make a username that fits their requirements. Someone asked, sorry.
Oh, you're talking about GitHub. Oh, I thought you were talking about the forum. My bad.
Okay, someone said, does GitHub use AIML? No, but GitHub is for specific, it's so we can store all of our code.
Think of it like a Google Drive for code. You store all your information in there, and then we're able to access it.
So I'm sending out invites. I've sent out just like 2 so far, but if I only see like I think about 15 people filled out the form. So if you guys could all.
My browser says that it did something unexpected. Like it says, your browser did something unexpected. Please contact us if the problem persists.
Just reload your page. I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. You said your password. I mean, just make a password and like a username that they allow you to make. It shouldn't be a big deal. So yeah, some people have accepted the invite, which is good. Perfect. Okay. It'll be in your email. So I have to do it by hand right now, which is the problem. But you guys it'll go to your email.
Yeah, so once you guys check your email after you sign up.
So I got the email just joined, so then do you see me there?
Yeah. So sorry, what's your name? I can't tell who you are.
Pranav Gupta.
Yeah. So you're in. Pranav is in, and then I have 4 pending invitations right now, and I'm still sending the rest. Sorry. Raj, can you just go top down?
No, you What was that?
Can you start adding the ones at the bottom?
Sure. You do not create a new repository. Just wait for us to finish.
Yeah. We'll tell you
adding it
what to
all.
do with repositories. I don't think we don't have to make repositories yet because we don't have much code yet.
I have
when
a
we start
question.
making projects.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
When I join GitHub, it says like you need to verify your email, but then when it says the verification email, like it's not like doing anything. It say email not verified.
Yeah, so
sent
ask
you
it to
an
resend the email to your. So it'll send a verification email to your email. Yeah,
but then
click
I'll
join
say,
with the free plan. Don't worry.
so I'll say verify email address. Okay.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Once can I copy and paste the link into the chat? Because there's a link to join. And it's not like when you get the email, there's a link to join.
I think
you
if
click that.
can you send that to me actually? Let me see how that looks.
Okay.
I think that might be personalized for your account, which is the problem.
Can I send it in the chat to you?
Yeah, just send it in the chat. Yeah, so Chris, I'm sending you guys invites. Oh yeah, so that SAP AIML doesn't actually that just lets you view the repository. I'm sending you guys invites to actually join. So I sent out a good amount so far. I'm still going through.
Can you mark the people you already sent invites to so I can help you with that?
I'm on Anya Patel. I'm on Sanjit now.
Okay,
I keep trying different passwords. It won't let me in.
I don't know what to say. I mean, okay, you said you're okay. What are the requirements? I haven't created.
It said like you need like a lowercase letter and like a number in it.
So do that.
I did that, but like it won't let me in.
Just maybe reload the page and try again. I'm not sure why that's not letting you do that.
All right.
Wait, it's asking us stuff like what kind of work do you do mainly and how much programming experience do we have?
Yeah, so just
what
put
are
anything you guys want. You guys can put whatever. It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. It's just for your like own account. You can put like work, just personal projects or something like that, and then experience to put how much experience you have. That's like intermediate or beginner.
And do we say that we're host a repository or something?
Yeah, so don't do that yet. Don't host the repository yet. You guys don't have to make repositories now because we don't have any code yet. But I'm gonna show you guys like why we're using GitHub. Like once I, okay, yeah, Viraj, why don't you do that? I'll show you. I'll show them that. Okay, so
sure.
Basically, while Viraj adds all of you guys in, here's what's really important. Okay, not sure why whoever forked this. You don't need to fork this, but basically this is the organization, right? And right now it just has one repository, and this repository is just what me and Viraj will put in for all our presentations and all of our notebooks and all of our code. So far we have the two. If you guys can look at my screen, we have like the presentation slides, which is what I was presenting today, and then we also have some notebooks that we'll go over next class. Specifically, what we'll talk about like what is deep learning and all that. So, one thing you guys should do is, if you guys can you guys get you guys should get this this extension, this Google Chrome extension, which will allow you to open GitHub notebooks in Colab really easily. How do you accept the invite? It should go to your email. We haven't sent them all out yet.
What the?
Whoops. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So we're still sending invites. But here's the reason. Basically, it's gonna have in this organization. It'll just have all of our code in it. So basically, once we start coding, all of you guys start coding, we'll have a, you guys will make your own repository and you'll put in your code. Oh, what's the form, the Google form? If you scroll up, Viraj sent it a little earlier ago. It's just like a Google form.
Can you guys fill that out so that we can invite you to the GitHub repository? I mean, the
let me
organization.
resend the link. Yeah, so you guys are gonna have to fill that out. Yeah, that's
I already
fine. Thanks.
filled out a form, but I didn't get a Gmail. I didn't get an email.
Yeah. So
I'm
we're
still
not done
sending
sending invites, so we're gonna send it. But basically, this is GitHub. This is how it works. So why don't you guys let's all do this now. We're gonna show you guys how to. Also, if you guys can do this, then this is all like super.
Guys, there are only about 33 of you that have filled it out. Can you guys keep filling that out because we need more than half of you to get this successful.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
have a
next.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I did what you guys told like us to do, and I downloaded Colab on my computer. But whenever I do it, it says like whenever I try to open Colab, it says current page is not recognized as GitHub hosted notebook. And then under it, like there's something I could click that says prevent this page from creating additional dialogue. So I was just wondering whether I should click that or not.
You know, we can fix that later. But you don't have to worry about that right now because we're not going to use Colab right now. We'll use it tomorrow, but you guys don't have to, or not tomorrow, next week. But you guys don't have to. As long as you have it installed, you're fine. But the next thing that you guys can do, can you guys please go to desktop.github.com and download this? Download GitHub Desktop. This is going to be super important.
Do you know how long it takes to download? Because I've been downloading it for like 2 minutes.
What are you downloading? GitHub Desktop?
Yeah.
It should be fast. I don't think it's too big of a download.
Oh, okay. No. So now it's just saying sign
Do we
in
have
to
to
GitHub.com.
download the desktop version?
Yeah, download the desktop version. Unless you guys know how to use Terminal, but I don't assume you guys do.
I have a Chromebook, so I can't download the desktop version. So what do I do?
Oh, okay, I see. In that case, I will figure something out for you. But yeah, I don't know right now off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's a way that
we can talk to you
Isn't
later.
it possible to use a virtual machine like that or no?
Okay, if you guys have Chromebooks, it's not a big deal. As long as you have the GitHub, you can still make a repository and like upload individual files. But it's a lot better that you guys learn how to use GitHub. So like what you guys could do if you guys don't have a Chromebook, it's not a big deal. What you guys can just upload a new file from here. But we'll go over that.
So I downloaded GitHub and then it said authorize my account from Google Chrome, which I did and everything. And then it took me back to the desktop application and it's saying configure Git. It put my name as my name, and then it also put my email as some really random thing. It's like some numbers plus my username at users.noreply.github.com. So should I leave it like that or should I put a different?
Put your normal email.
Okay. So my Gmail.
Yeah. What the email that you use for GitHub?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So when I download the GitHub desktop, how do I sign into the lesson class that we have?
Yeah, so that's what I'm about to show you guys. So I'll show you guys how to do that.
Just to let you guys know, the way GitHub works, it's limited the amount of invitations I can send in a day. So so if you just fill out the Google form like the last minute or so, I'm not able to add you today, but I'll be sure to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal. You'll still be able to do this. So now let's go over how to use GitHub.
It's asking me to make a repository. Like I downloaded the GitHub desktop, and now it's saying
so
to
don't make one. Don't make one.
But there's like no way to skip the stage.
Are you sure?
There should. I just downloaded it a few days ago. There should be an option to clone an existing repository. Do you see that anywhere? Do you see the word clone anywhere?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah, clone a
under it
repository
says,
from the internet.
Okay, guys. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to download this. So let me go ahead and show you guys. One sec. Okay.
No, so right now, on the page that it says "Let's get started," it says find your repositories, and then I clicked on SIP-AIML, and now it's saying clone it.
Yeah. So let me show you guys. So basically, what you guys should do is click add over here, clone repository, and then let me give you guys the link. So if I give you guys. Oh yeah, thanks for helping them out with Google Colab. But yeah, so basically, let me give you guys the link that you should do, and so basically, copy that link in GitHub Desktop, and do clone, and just clone that repository. So that's how you clone repositories, basically. So if I were to do that, or yeah, so let me show you guys how I should do that. I would do clone repository, and I would do URL. I'll put right there. And then, yeah, so it should save in a folder for you guys. So when I do clone, it'll download the entire folder for me. So now that I'm in this here, right, basically, here's how we use it. Basically, when you're in your folder, you can make your edits, right? We're gonna finish up right now, just so I can quickly show you guys this, and then, yeah. But basically, to clone, you're gonna click on this little arrow right here, or you can do file, clone repository, like that. Then you would do add, create new Y. Someone said they can't click clone. Why? What is it? What do you mean?
So if you cloned it and then you're into the lesson materials repository and it says like no local changes, like on your screen, are you done with it?
Yeah, so you're done. So let me quickly explain how you guys would use it. So basically, when you guys make your own repositories for your own code, basically you're gonna put your code in the folder. So basically, it saves the code. You guys can see my Finder, right? Right here, so it will save your code as a folder. So basically, you would go in the folder, right? You would make your edits to your files, right? And then after that, what you would do is you would commit them, right? And you would push them to GitHub, and that means they're on the actual website now. But then, let's say someone else makes it's basically a cloud folder, right? So basically, let's say someone else made changes in the folder, you'd have to do fetch origin right here, this button. And it would fetch and see if there's any new changes. So yeah. Raj, can you actually let's show him. Raj, could you quickly push something to the lesson materials thing?
Sure. Give me
Just push like any change, and I'll show you guys.
Wait, it doesn't let me clone. It says that it says that it says
It can't find any repository matching that.
yeah, it says it can't find any repository matching the link.
Did you guys use the link that I gave you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's like another way, because like when I did it, it just since it was linked to my account already.
So I think the
it
problem
also
is
gave me
that
the option.
the problem is that I didn't. You guys might not have gotten an invite yet because GitHub didn't let us invite everyone right now. We're gonna have to wait. But let me. Viraj,
I just pushed to the README.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let me show you guys. So basically, Viraj made a change in the repository, right? So you guys pay attention real quick. Viraj made a change in the repository, and so basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do fetch origin, right? And now it found that there is one change, pull one commit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do pull origin from here, and then there. Now I have the changes on my own computer. Does anyone? So someone asked cloning steps. So cloning steps, super basic. You can press file up here, clone repository, or you can do here, add clone repository, and then give the link that I gave you guys, right? And then press clone.
Wait, so like is there something that we need to update for the changes? Because for me, it didn't show that there were any changes.
Yeah, so what you're gonna have to press, you're gonna have to press this fetch origin button right here.
Okay, I did that.
And then do you see there's like a new thing that popped up that says
Pull origin, yeah.
yeah, so go ahead and do that. So basically every time before you start coding, you want to press fetch origin.
And then pull origin?
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that?
So basically the reason is because someone else made changes in the folder on like, think of a repository as a folder. So Viraj basically changed the file in the folder and they pushed it to the cloud, right? But now that's not on your local computer, right? Because he didn't make the change on your computer. So you have to refresh your page basically to what is on like the online page. Does that make sense?
I know a lot of this is overwhelming, but we're gonna put the steps.
Yeah.
Later.
So basically for all of you guys, we'll link all the presentations and everything in the shelter in place document. But also if you guys want any of the things, you're gonna have to go here. You guys didn't have to fork the thing. You didn't have to fork the lesson materials, but basically it's all in here. And if you go to the organization, I pinned it for you guys, so it's all the materials are here. And basically it's just gonna be, you can find the presentation. Let's see, for all of those who didn't, yeah. So I will do that. I'll push. So basically, if you guys didn't get that, what you want to do is quickly, please save this link. I'll put it in the folder and I'll put it in the Slack when I get that. But please make sure you go to this link, go to the lesson materials repository, and then just open up the presentation, right? And then the links are all in there. So I guess, yeah. So that's for setting up Google Colab. Yeah. So basically, GitHub again. We're running out of time, so I guess I'll quickly finish this up. But yeah, so we'll use GitHub, and setup is like not a big. It's because I know setup gets hard for everyone, but we'll send up links and everything just so before next class, everyone is in the organization and everyone is ready to code.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So how does this GitHub contribute to like our coding, because we're coding on the Google Colab? Like how does GitHub?
Yeah. So the reason we're using GitHub is because whenever you guys like at the end, we're gonna have you guys do your own code, right? We want you guys to make sure that code is saved somewhere, and that especially if you guys can do group projects at the end, you guys can work together, right? So what you guys want to do is you guys would always want to make later. We're going to make, yeah, there will be a Slack, by the way. But yeah, so what you guys are going to do is you're going to go over here later, like probably like in a week or two. You guys are going to make your own personal repository inside of this, and you'll put your name, and basically you can upload all your code into that repository. And so one way.
Oh, sorry, never mind.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I had 2 questions.
Yeah.
For when you like download the GitHub onto your computer, are you like done with that whole like place when you get to the page that says no local changes?
Yeah. So basically, how that works is if you guys ever make changes on your own computer, right? Let's say you download the collaborator. Let me show you guys. So let's say I was gonna open. If I wanted to open up this is the repository we'll be using next. This is the file we'll use next. Jeez. Okay. This is the file we'll use next week.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But jeez. Okay. This is so basically this is let's say this is the file that I use that I'm gonna code in, right? So basically what you guys can do is you would do file and then save a copy in GitHub, and it'll push straight up to your own repository, so that everyone has their own code, right? And just so that we can look over your code if you guys have any issues and all that, especially for projects. That's why we're using GitHub. So you'll code everything in Colab. Think of Colab as your like basically like your Eclipse, right? It's just wherever you code, right? And after that, we'll save your code into GitHub.
Even outside this course, GitHub is really essential. Like every programmer will use it, so it's very helpful to just make an account now.
Right.
When I put the link that you put in the chat, it says this folder contains files. Git can only clone to empty folders.
What did you do, sir? Yeah, I did.
Can you repeat the question?
What? Yeah.
Whenever, like, so I went to the add, like, place in the app, and then and then I put the link that you guys put in the chat, and then it says this folder contains files. Git can only clone to empty folders.
Yeah, so I think you already cloned it. Did you already clone it?
Maybe. Probably.
So does it say current
GitHub should
repository
have
lesson
created.
materials? Do you see this? This is current repository lesson materials. Is that what's there for you?
Yeah.
The class is over. If you guys set up everything, you're good to go. I'm just helping people finish up. If you have any questions, also sorry, one last thing. Basically, I'll give you guys the link to the presentation, but for the homework, basically, I want you guys to try just like basic Python stuff. Just brush up on your Python skills in Colab. And actually, let's do this right now. Why doesn't everyone in the repository, right? Go to the SIP ML, right? Do new repository and make a repository under your name. So what I would do is I would do it like this. Just your first name, last name, right? And then make it public. And then press this button. That's it. So why doesn't everyone just make a repository right now? And then what you guys should practice doing is make some edits in Google Colab. Like just do some practice Python. Like just add numbers together or whatever like you need to brush up on. And then just save that file into the GitHub.
Wait, so
I have a question.
what should be?
Yeah. Yeah, what's your question?
I downloaded the GitHub desktop and it says no local changes and I can't see anything in the repository.
Yeah, exactly. So there are no local changes. It saved it to somewhere in your Finder or in your, I don't know if you have a Windows computer, so somewhere in your files. You have to find that. And basically what you guys should do is right before you guys all leave, can you guys, if you're in the GitHub organization, can you guys let's do this. So go ahead and press new repository.
You do make the repository public.
Yeah. So let me show you guys what you should do. It should just be your first name, last name. You don't have to put a description. If you want, you can put a description. And then press initialize with README like this. Public, initialize README, press create. And then after that, so just the homework basically for you guys is just to practice some Python, practice in Colab, try Google Colab, and see if you guys can push it to the GitHub. And the way that you would do that is in your Google Colab file, you just do save a copy in GitHub and choose the correct repository. So what I would do is I would choose the repository and I would give a commit message and I would press OK. And yeah,
So
that's it.
If the files that you sent are saved in a Finder, are we done with GitHub?
Yeah, so last thing what I want you guys to do on GitHub is can you guys make your own repository with your own name, please?
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how do you commit it to commit it?
So what you want to do is the way to commit it, you want to go to basically you'll go to your file, right? So you would make a new I'll show you guys right now. So I would go to Google Colab, right? And I would just do I'll make a new notebook, right? And then what I do in this new notebook, let's say I'll just make I'll show you guys. So I would just do I'll just do x equals 10, y equals 5, x plus y, whatever, right? Just practice your Python, please, right? And then you'd run your code and basically it should, yeah, so it'll print it, right? And then what you want to do, let's say I'll just call this you give it a name, right? And then you can just do file, copy, save a copy. Make your repository public, please. And then do save a copy in GitHub. And then what I would do is I would choose the correct repository. So I would choose the repository that your name is under, right? So what I would do is I would go to, whoops, okay, there's a lot. But yeah, just choose the repository that you want to save to. The one that's under your name in our organization.
Wait, is it save a copy to GitHub?
Yeah. Oh, okay. How do you make the repository? Yeah. Okay. So we went over that. what you want to do is basically go here, go to GitHub, right? Press new repository, and then basically make it your name. So my example would be like this. You can put whatever description you want. Public, initialize with README. That's it. And then press create.
I went
Yeah, I
to
see.
Google Colab. Oh, sorry.
But so I would do file. Then what would I do
Yeah, so
after file?
what you would do is you do file, right? Save a copy in GitHub. And then you choose the repository that you made. Right?
I'm in Colab right now. How do we make a coding space? Like
You can
from
press
the
right here.
screen?
So you just
Oh.
press right there. And
I
there's a
have
bunch of different cells. Yeah, go ahead.
When I say save a copy to GitHub, it says could not find any public repositories, even though I made mine public.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I have another question.
Yeah,
I can't find mine. Like, I can't find mine. My repository.
Did you make a repository?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
What's your name?
Can I tell you what it is?
Yeah, what is your name again?
Akshay Mahajan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you should be able to do it. If you can't, don't worry. I think we are running out of time, so we can explain it.
Do you hit save a copy in GitHub or save a copy as GitHub GIST?
In GitHub, not the GIST. In GitHub.
I did that, but I still can't find it.
Okay, you can't find your own. That is a problem.
Yeah, I also can't find my own. It's not giving me an option. It just says could not find any public repository.
Okay, so the other option you guys could do is go to GitHub Desktop, clone your own repository, right? And then you can download this file. So what you can do is you can download as IP, download as the IPY, right? And then you would save this file in. So here's how I would do it, right? So I would take this file that I have, right?
I still can't find mine though.
You can't find. Yeah. So I'm teaching you how to do it just by downloading it, right? So you want to download it. So download as IPY, right? Does everyone get that?
Wait, can't you use it via URL and then do it like that?
Sorry, what?
There are a lot of options. We're just showing you the.
Yeah. We're showing you one way. So here's how you can save it in your own repository. Download as IPYNB. Move it over here into downloads. Or so basically, and then put it in the correct folder. So basically, I'll put mine in lesson materials, right? And then I'll go to GitHub over here, GitHub Desktop, and then it says one file change, right? So let me show you guys how to commit something. So I'd say you give it a message, and then I would do commit to master, and then I'll do push origin. And so now it's pushing my code to the online. And then when I go over here, I'll see that my code has been updated and the notebook is in. So yeah.
Wait, I have a question. I'm on Colab and I pressed the plus code, and all it did was between the Colab notebooks and the data science, it just put a bunch of lines.
Yeah. So you should make your own. You should make a new notebook for yourself. Like right here. So do file new notebook.
Wait, do I have to like change the file path or no?
No.
It keeps telling me that I have to be logged in with a Google account.
Yeah, you're gonna need a Google account to use Google Colab.
Yeah, I am. Like, I'm on my account, like my Gmail, I guess.
Maybe you're not logged in. I'm not sure why that's true.
We're gonna make a Slack in the next 2 days.
Yeah. So you guys can ask
personally.
questions and yeah. But I think we are running out of time. We're already 20 minutes over. But are there any other questions before we leave?
Is my repository there? Like, I made one, but I'm not sure if it actually worked.
Do you see it? What's your name?
Aditi Gupta.
What did you name it?
Aditya Gupta, ADITI, and then GUPTA.
I don't think did you make the repository in
Yeah.
the organization? Okay. What did you make? I don't see it. Can you try again? Because I don't see it.
Okay.
You also have to make it public.
Yeah, make it public, please. If it's not public, then I can't see it.
Hi, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So mine is there. I just saw mine. Like it's
Mhm.
at the top right there, but for some reason when it still says could not find any public repositories.
Where? Where does it say that?
Like when I try and copy to GitHub on my
Oh yeah,
Google Colab.
sure. So I think the problem is that you have never pushed that GitHub that repository before, so you don't have like permissions on that. So what you can do is just download it, right? So clone the repository from your GitHub, right? Download the file, and then move it to the folder, and then push it. But
So I should download .py or download .ipynb.
IPYNB.
If anyone else has has any concerns, like they didn't hear exactly how to do this, the entire thing is being recorded, so you can see.
Yeah.
Do we on the Google Colab? Do we make a new notebook or do we open a notebook?
Make a new notebook, please. So
Because
then you can do.
whenever I press like new notebook, and then it says like Google sign in required, and then I say like okay, but then I sign in, and then it just spams me with Google sign in is required, even though I'm already signed in.
Not sure why. That's no. I don't know what to do about that. That's probably something wrong with your
I have a
computer.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't copy my repository to my collab to
Right. So I explained this many times. The problem is that you guys haven't pushed anything to your thing. So so what you're gonna have to do is download it, right? And then go to clone your repository on GitHub desktop. Move that file to your folder and then push it. So you do commit to master and then you do push origin. Is there any other questions?
Yeah, I have one more.
Mhm.
So I created my repository and loaded my Google Colab, and then I went to go check my repository again, and I can't see anything with my Google Colab inside.
Did you make it public?
You didn't push your notebook into your repository, so you're gonna have to do that. But second, yeah. Is there any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do I push something into my repository?
Yeah. So you downloaded the file, right?
No. How do I download it?
So download your notebook, right? It's the IPYNB. Then take that file that you downloaded and move it into your folder that you cloned, right? So you should clone your own repository as well. And then once you move it in, you'll be able to commit to master. You'll be able to commit your changes. And then you can push to origin.
Wait, so I download it as .py or .p?
IPYNB, the notebook one.
And then
Okay.
I show it, and then I
Move it. So did you clone your own repository as well on your computer?
yeah.
So move that file into your own repository.
Okay.
All right. Are there any? And then then you'll be able to see your changes. So then commit it and then push to origin. Are there any other questions? Because we're like 30 minutes over.
Yeah. I signed in again with my Google account, but it keeps telling me that I must be logged in with a Google account to continue.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what to do about that because that's not like something that I can control. I'm not sure why. That's just something wrong with your Google account or your sign in. Maybe ask your parents. I'm not sure why that would be.
Is it because is it because I have a minor's Google account?
Maybe that might be an issue. Yeah, that could definitely be an issue. Are there any other questions? Okay. I think we're good then. It looked like a lot of you guys were beginners. A lot of this was new to you guys, which is good. We'll be getting into the theory next week. But yeah, I think we're good then, right? All
Even
right.
if today was kind of a struggle in getting everything set up, don't get discouraged because we can help you out personally,
Yeah.
one-on-one, and it'll be a lot of fun in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If you have any questions between today and next Tuesday, how do we reach you?
Yeah, so one, you guys, you can email me, which I gave my. Let me do this. So you guys are all in the repository. I'll finish adding everyone to the repository, but basically, or to the organization. Let me go ahead and put my. I'll put my name. I'll put my email. In the description. My email
Wait,
is.
I have a question. So,
Also, I think Chevron will send you guys a Slack invitation, which will be on. Go ahead.
so every time I want to update my file, how do I do that?
Yeah, so now that you push to GitHub at least once, then you'll be able to save your file just by doing save a copy in GitHub. You'll be able to do that just from Colab itself.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, so I think we're good then. Shivam will set up a Slack, and all the lesson materials are in the GitHub organization. Go to the lesson materials repository and click the AI course thing. Everything is there that you need. So homework, just check out these notebooks basically. Let me send you guys the Google presentation also. But yeah, other than that, I think are we good? Is everyone good? All right. See you guys next week then. Thanks for coming out. Bye.
It says we don't have access to the slide.
Sorry, let me do that. Let me fix that. My bad. I'll fix that. But yeah, I'll fix it. Don't worry. Just keep the link. Keep the link.
Okay, bye.
All right. See you guys then.